When using copyrighted material in your classes, you should first see if you have permission to use these resources under AIC's annual copyright license. If you do not have permission, you might be able to use these materials under the fair use provision offered under U.S. copyright law. This video will provide an overview of how fair use works and how it applies to materials you want to use. Fair use of copyrighted materials allows for their use without permission, provided the use meets the 4 fair use pillars outlined in U.S. copyright law. First, the purpose of the use. Educational and/or nonprofit use of copyrighted material is more likely to be considered a fair use of the resource than a commercial use. Also more likely to fall under fair use guidelines is any use that transforms or builds upon the original material. Second, the nature of the use. This factor asks you to consider whether using the work will conflict with copyright law's goal of promoting creativity. Because of this goal, using nonfiction or news materials is more likely to fall under fair use provisions than using creative works, like novels or music, or unpublished material. Third, you should take into account the amount of copyrighted material you want to use. There's no rule about the amount of material that is considered fair use, but generally speaking, you should only use a certain percentage of the work. And the amount of the work you do use shouldn't encompass the central part or the heart of the work. And lastly, your use of the work shouldn't impact the potential market for the book and the copyright holder's ability to earn revenue from their creation. Determining whether your intended use of copyrighted work falls under fair use can be challenging and highly subjective, but there are many tools that can help guide your decision regarding use of these materials. The Shea Library Research Guide on Copyright features links to several tools that can help you determine if your use could be considered fair use. You can access the guide at libguides.aic.edu/copyright.
If you need help, email shay.library@aic.edu.